Hey everyone, Pam here from Tilt365.com. Today I wanted to introduce a topic that we are talking about in our blogs this month called generativity. And it is something that is not that easy to explain, so I wanted to use a visual and a tool that might help you understand. And many leaders that I'm coaching sometimes will show up in a coaching call and say, hey, I need to be able to turn the ship really easily on a dime, very quickly, change direction, change behaviors very quickly. And I always know when they say that, what they're really talking about is team agility. And it's easier said than done. It is not easy to get everyone on a team all moving in the same direction. And the reason is because we all have different personalities and different sets of strengths and skills that make us focus very different from one another. However, we've developed this tool called Intentional Tilting as a team to help a team be agile in the moment much more swiftly and help the leader and everybody on the team tilt to a certain set of behavior patterns that will produce 4 specific different kinds of business outcomes. For example, if you're looking at this tool, now you can't read it all, and we'll give you a copy of it if you write to us or make an appointment to talk with us. But if you look up here in the top right corner, it says tilting intentionally to impact. And that's basically tilting to make an impact quickly. The tilt pattern that likes to do this is called the change catalyst. And the outcome is innovation. But teams that are tilting in this direction need to have constrained resources. They need to have a lot more speed. They need to have a lot of freedom and autonomy to fail fast, try things, take risks, and make decisions that might result in mistakes. So also limited budgets are usually assigned in this kind of situation. So you'll find entrepreneurial teams are often tilting in this direction and very easily do so. They're very creative and are intent on creating innovations with very few resources. So the pattern of behaviors that you need for that are on the back of this tool. And so when you're tilting an impact, it talks about all these observable behaviors that you would need to be doing if you want to produce the outcome of innovation. Now you can also start to over tilt and get yourself into trouble, and that can create divisive teams. If you do that, then you're going to trigger negative behaviors with the opposing pattern of what that we call clarity. So we'll come back to that in another video. But right now, more importantly, I just want you to know the 4 outcomes. So innovation is the first one we spoke about. Collaboration is another one on the top left corner here. If you want to collaborate, then you need to tilt intentionally to connection. And this means that you're partnering, you're considering stakeholders, you're open to perspectives, you're listening, you're brainstorming, etc., trying to get buy-in and socializing ideas. So to go intentionally, go connect with stakeholders, customers, etc., requires a different set of behaviors than it does to innovate. So a team needs to be able to shift from one to the other when the context calls for it. And likewise, the clarity tilt is what needs to happen, a set of behaviors that need to happen when you actually need alignment. So a leader kind of knows, like, everybody's on different page, we're all like in silos, we're not agreeing to the plan, and so we're off spiking in different directions, not getting done what needs to happen. So we're not aligned on the strategy. When that happens, we need greater clarity about what's most important and how we will go about doing that. So what's the mission? What are the metrics we're going to use to measure success, etc.? And this requires a certain set of behaviors that's about analyzing risks and trade-offs and looking at resources that are needed and doing data analysis to help you guide decisions. And this takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of resources. You have to slow down and be patient in order to be able to do it. and certain kinds of personality patterns like doing this. But teams in general maybe, aren't able to tilt this way, in a moment's notice. And that's what we need to be able to do, is to know the moment is calling for us to get in alignment. Well, what does that mean? It means we're going to have to do these behaviors. Again, looking at the back, it's a different set of behaviors that we need to be noticing. And then lastly, the structure tilt is the tilt that we need to be in if we want to execute and execute efficiently. So in this case, we're not going to be interested in new ideas. We're not going to be brainstorming. We're not going to be socializing. We're not going to be analyzing or researching. And we're not going to be taking much risk. We're actually going to be planning. We know what the strategy is. We know what we need to do. And how to do it is what we're focused on here in the structure tilt. So we time box our sprints to keep work focused. We zero in on radical prioritization. We architect a plan and we prioritize it. We use resources very efficiently and we deliver high quality on time and on budget. This is when we know what needs to happen and it's time to do that. But that means that we're not going to be very open. We'll have our heads down, working and accomplishing tasks, not so much, either socializing, collaborating, inventing, or researching. So 4 different sets of patterns in business that we need to be able to turn the ship quickly to do. And in order to do that, we need a visual model so people can refer to it and use the same common language so that we can all know it's not about personalities. It's not about, why am I not, why is my supervisor not being as open to my ideas right now? Well, it might be because they're in a structure tilt, heads down, ready to focus. And execute. So it really helps people predict behaviors in each other and not expect the normal typical behaviors of the individual's personality, but the whole team is going to the same place so that the ship is turned in the right direction for the time. And of course, you don't stay in a tilt. What we mean by agility is that you can do any of these 4 tilt patterns very quickly with ease and flow. And when this happens and a team becomes agile, what we say is that's when you get exponential generativity. What is generativity? It's high levels of productivity, high focus, high output, high creativity, and innovations occur. That is generativity. Thanks for being with me. If you want to learn more, go to Tilt365.com and click on Let's Talk, and let's talk about the thing that you want to do.